Gaff, a trip to Blackburn Rovers live on Sky on Thursday night, and a game I guess that you always knew was going to be a challenge regardless of the results.
I think every game's proving to be a challenge, as it probably is in most leagues throughout the EFL. It's really competitive and difficult to get 3 points, but we knew when we come in we had to go to the likes of Blackburn. We knew we had to go to the likes of Shrewsbury. We knew we had to go to the giant of them all, Portsmouth. So, and it was always going to be testing. But you know, what an opportunity to go. Former, of course, English champions. Tony Mowbray has revitalised and resourced after last season's relegation, and it's going to be a tough evening for us. But we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, do you think people will see it more as a pressure-off scenario, live on the TV, nobody probably outside of these four walls expecting you to win the game? Do you think you can use that to your advantage, perhaps?
Well, the biggest factor is inside these four walls, we believe we can win the game. At the same time, we believe it's going to be very tough. We're playing against, for me, one of the two best teams in the league, and that's not being disrespectful to Posh and Shrewsbury. They have been just nothing short of remarkable. Remarkable, without a doubt, manager of the year. Without doubt, team of the year in the league, given resources and everything else that goes in the mix. But Tony Mowbray can only spend what's available to him and spend it wisely, and he's done that. Paul Cook the same at Wigan. It's good players that they've got. They've got a good way of playing. They play attractive football. Blackburn Rovers supporters are in the past used to that with some of the greats that's been there, and Tony's trying to bring those times back there. We have to make sure that we go to Blackburn and we have to play at our best to get anything from the game, but we're capable.
Yeah, and there's 2 home games against Bristol Rovers and Rochdale. You probably created enough chances to win 3, 4, 5 games. If you can turn those sort of chances into being prolific in front of goal, then you, as a manager, you'll be very happy. Well,
it's quite interesting. I believe in the integrity of 90% of managers and that you come across, and certainly I've got good relationships with Hilly at Rochdale and good relationships with Darryl that stream all the way down when I was at Crawley and he was at Salisbury, of course, and nothing but honesty. Both managers have sat in my office enjoying a beer, and both have said, one said how we nicked a point, and the other said how we nicked 3, and I've done the old line of the balaclavas on. But we had enough chances, we had enough good play, we had enough good possession to win the games without being overly dominant in terms of just generalisation in the game, but in terms of making chances, we did enough. But we didn't do enough when you don't score a goal, and goals win games.
Jack Marriott named in the PFA League One Team of the Season, unsurprisingly, given the goals he's had this season. That should give him, well, any more confidence that he needs going into these games coming up.
Yeah, I think first congratulations to Dickie. He's League One Player of the Year and has got goals from that central midfield area. It's always a criteria. It's hard to get. But I've documented everything I can say about Jack Marriott. This football club's had interest from one significant European club. It's got significant interest from a number of clubs in the EFL. He is an incredible goal scorer. He is, more importantly, a fantastic young professional. And his day will come. His day will come sooner rather than later to perhaps go off on his journey. And the only thing preventing that, of course, which we all want, including Jack, is to have a fantastic end to the campaign and in the thoughts that we've got Championship football next season here at the Abex. That can perhaps keep Jack Marriott in the building, and that's what we all hope will happen.
Yeah, with Jack, I guess he's used to that speculation that comes with scoring goals, as is every player that comes through a good patch. They're always going to be linked with this, that and the other. He seems the sort of man that doesn't let any of that affect him, regardless of whether it's in newspapers day 1, day 2.
He's so balanced. He's brilliant to work with. I think he's got 7 and 8 in my time here. You wouldn't know it, the way he conducts himself, the way he wants to be doing extra practice at the end of each session, the way he's one of the first in the morning, certainly one of the last out, wants to do everything right. It doesn't faze him. He knows the minimum criteria is to work hard. Sometimes it's harder than people think to get players just to go out and work hard, given we're all fortunate to do the jobs we do, but his biggest asset is not about working hard. That comes naturally to him. His fantastic career of finishing and putting chances in the net is what makes him that bit special.
Yeah, you've been without Marcus Maddison for the last couple of weeks. Where is he in terms of his fitness at present?
He's getting very close now. He's been working around the clock, in fairness to Marcus. I've said it, I can't be any more clear. Every day we've not got Maddison on the pitch where the genius is in the bottle. You know, the genie's in the bottle. And we need to get the genie out of the bottle sooner rather than later. It's not come at a good time for us. But neither did Tavazzoli, neither did Stephen Taylor. You know, neither did Jack's injury and then suspension. So from that point of view, we've been missing key players, but we've never ever really, as a management team, focused on who we've not got. We focus quite rightfully who we have got. We've got a good squad going to Blackburn tomorrow.
Yeah, with Marcus, is it really, really difficult as a manager? Because you want him on the pitch, and I suppose with a player like that, you probably make more risks than you would with any other player because of what he can do. Is that a balance that is hard to find at present?
Well, I think in summary, what Marcus has is simply a sprained ankle and some bone bruising. And some players would be able to play with it because they have a higher pain threshold. And Marcus's, whilst he's not at the bottom end, he's probably in the middle of that group. And you know, so we're working around the clock to move some of that bruising and just give him some more stability. As soon as we can disperse some of that bruising, the pain threshold increases, and he wants to play. The kid's a misery about the place. He wants to play, and but we're keeping him positive because, you know, if we look after ourselves tomorrow at Blackburn, then he's most likely got a part to play thereafter.
Yeah, and Ryan Tafazoli at the moment is someone that is continuing to receive treatment, and if required in a game, you'll have him ready.
If we get to the stage where we're going to need him at Portsmouth, Ryan will be available. I wouldn't have any hesitation putting him in because he's so fit, incredibly fit. We're working him really hard in terms of behind the scenes with his cardiovascular stuff, and he's now out in field-based running, so he's very close. But we have to be fighting for something when we go to Portsmouth to take that risk. If we're not fighting for something, we'll just let him go and let him be 100% ready for the new season.